I'm very happy to be here. As you can see, I'm here to present this lifelong learning program that we are running at Halmstad University together with a few other universities in Sweden. I'll come back more to that a little bit later on, but we have a partnership with Skövde and Blekinge to deliver a program which is about flexible education for professionals in AI and service innovation. And we call it MAISTR for a couple of different reasons, but I will not go into that now. Yeah. So basically, like I said, so it's about people who have a work already today, so working professionals who want to get some kind of continued education in AI, specifically directed in machine learning or business and service design based on AI and machine learning. And this program is specifically funded by KK Foundation in their so-called expert competence program, which is a pretty large and long time running program with them for creating lifelong learning on advanced level for professionals. So it's typically freestanding courses on advanced level, which is where professionals can pick, you could say, a set of courses that fits their particular background. When we're developing this program, there is some, you could say, requirements from the KK Foundation on how it should be set up. And like I said before, it's a set of courses on advanced level, which means that you need to have a bachelor degree or something which corresponds to a bachelor degree so that you're eligible for studies on advanced level. Another requirement is that we need to develop the education in collaboration with industry in various ways. And that is basically to be able to fulfill the relevance criteria. So the education that we are developing, it needs to be relevant for the kind of challenges that are there in industry right now. We also have a requirement to develop an education which is flexible. And flexible here means that you should be able to take this education in parallel with being a working professional. So you shouldn't need to take leave of absence from your work. You should be able to study in parallel with your work. So it sets certain, you could say, requirements on how we design the teaching in itself. And then the third part here is the attractive part, which means basically that we shouldn't be limited to one single university when we pick teachers for a course. That's why we collaborate across multiple universities to get those teachers that we think are the best suitable for creating the most attractive program that we can imagine. Okay, so that's basically the set. And then why AI? Well, so as you might know, Vinnova published a report already back in 2018 about the importance and value of AI in Swedish society. And I will not go through the entire report here. You can download it on Vinnova homepage, but here are some quotes from that report, which says something about the value creation potential in Sweden of AI is very large, and that competence development in AI that is well suited for the work market should be stimulated so that we quickly can develop such education. And then on the right-hand side here, it says that most assessments point to that a growth potential is twice as large with large AI usage in the economy. And the fourth bubble here says, that AI applications is considered to increase significantly internationally, and that global demand for AI competence is therefore going to increase significantly, which means that an already existing lack of AI competence is expected to increase further. So basically, to translate that, it means that the people that we're educating today, so 19 and 20-year-olds in our campus education, engineering educations, and civil engineering educations, it's not going to be enough. We will also need to competence develop people who are professionals, who are already in the working life, so that we get more people who have sufficiently much AI competence. So that's the motivation for the program. And then here are the partners. So like I said, we have a partnership with Skövde and Blekinge as our academic partners. And then we also have RISE here. They are not a normal educational partner, but they are part of delivering teachers in the program. But it is run by Halmstad University. And then we have a group of industrial partners who help us with feedback on the program. And where we align the course content and course material in discussions with these companies in particular. Of course, we are interested in all kinds of feedback from society, both from students, working professionals, but also companies who not happen to be partners. But these are the particular companies that we work with a little bit more. And as you can see, it's both traditional product companies, but also service-oriented companies and game companies and so on. Okay, and this is how the program looks like today. So this, or should I say December 2022, because we have a continuous change and development in the program. So there are continuously some changes, but basically one can say that the program consists of courses divided into 3 tracks. So it's the machine learning track, the human-centered design track, and the innovation management track. And the machine learning track is, you could say, a little bit more technically focused. And the typical background of such a person is someone who has an engineering type of background, where we go into the technical aspects of creating machine learning algorithms. And we have both general courses such as machine learning, but also more specific courses like data-driven healthcare, which is what we see that some of our partners need. And worth mentioning here is maybe the course here on level 3, machine learning for predictive maintenance, where I think that Halmstad University is one of the few universities in Sweden that has a very long experience in delivering both teaching and research in predictive maintenance based on machine learning. And then the second track here is the design track, which is also relatively unusual, I would say, in Sweden. There's not so many universities that have a developed curricula in design based on AI. And we consider this design track to be quite important in order to be able to connect the technology with business. And it's the business part that you have there in the innovation management part. And in human-centered design track, we go all the way from the very basics of human-centered design into UX design and service design with customer journey mapping and so on, based on data-driven methods and so on. Yeah, so I will not say so much more about that. And then the innovation management track, this is more about data strategies and industrial transformation and that kind of stuff. I mean, how a company addresses all the different kinds of changes that are necessary in order to adopt and take benefit from AI technology. And I can also say, which is written here at the bottom, it is basically that we're talking about relatively short courses now. So most of the courses here, they are in the order of 3 credits to 5 credits. So 3 credits, this is corresponding to about 80 hours of coursework. So two full-time weeks, you could say. But it is spread out over time. So it's typically at least 3 months or sometimes longer. So there's plenty of time to be able to cope with this amount of study time in parallel with having work. Okay, and so this is the setup of the program, and then what is the status of this project? So the project in itself is 4 years, where we have funding to develop and produce these courses. We're now about half-time into the project, so we have spent 2 years out of those 4 years. We have delivered almost all of the courses that we're supposed to do in the program at least once, almost all of them. And we have quite good student satisfaction index compared to campus courses. So it's around 70 to 90%. We have also made an internal decision at Halmstad University to continue all of these courses after the KK Foundation ends, KK Foundation funding ends. So we see a long-term continuation of this. We are also right now in the process of collecting testimonials, where we interview students right now, and then in the future we're also going to be interviewing companies and teachers to measure the effect of the education that it has had on both the students and the companies. And we have seen a lot of interesting comments already now in the course evaluations from the students in terms of how much usefulness it has had on their daily work to take the courses from the MAISTR program. And then the most recent news that we have from the MAISTR program is that we have just started releasing a podcast that covers all the different topics in MAISTR. So this fills many different, you could say, purposes. So it fills both the purpose of new students being able to get some insights into the program to see, I mean, what is the typical content, what are the things that the teachers are discussing, and what is the relevance of the different topics, and why have we designed the program in the particular way that we have designed it. But it's also a way to see or listen to international speakers in the area that comments on the particular topics that we bring up. And it's also a way for you to listen to how the teachers think about flexible learning and the pedagogical strategies that we have in the program. Okay, so you can find the courses on maistr.se, very easy. And if you want to stay updated with our program, then please listen to our pod. It's called the ELISA pod. So maistr.se/ELISA pod. You can also find us on Spotify and all the major podcast platforms. Just search for ELISA pod or podcasts at Halmstad University, and you will be able to find us. So we release a new podcast episode every 2 weeks, and we're planning to continue to release a podcast episode, well, for at least another year or so. So there's going to be quite a lot of episodes in the end. Yes, so that was all. Thank you for the attention.